Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here back with another action, some rapid-fire college basketball action. Sweet 16. Tournament time is here. We're in the thick of it here, and I'm going to tell you right now, we got Friday action for you, and I got three of my top handicappers, just like the last time we did this. We're going to each give you a side, and they're going to each give you a side, and then they're going to give you a total. We're going to snake this back and forth. We're going to give you 6 picks for Friday. You only got 4 games of college basketball, so you're welcome. And you hit that like button. Go ahead. We'll wait. Good job. You hit the like button. We're going to start with Tim. We're going to go Higgs, and we're going to finish it off with Cam Ross. So let's get this party started. Tim Earl is starting with talking Gonzaga and the Bulldogs, taking on Purdue in the Boilermakers. Purdue's -5. Total sits at 154.5. Tim's got a side for us. Give it to me straight. And don't talk no White Sox shit.
Wait, did you just call him Perdon'ts? I normally call him production. Yes. I call him production, but whatever you call them, it don't matter. They're getting upset in this one. I like Gonzaga. I think they have a realistic chance to win this one outright. I'm still not super high on Purdue making a deep run, and I know I had them losing to Utah State. That was a complete mishap. They got absolutely blown to smithereens. Gonzaga, close game against Kansas for the first half. And then they took care of business. I think they can, in this all matters of, can Gonzaga stay consistent from the 3-point line? I think they can against Purdue. Give me the Gonzaga Bulldogs plus the 5.
All right, there you have it. Tim Earl's on the Zags plus the points here. Now we're going to talk a little NC State and the Wolfpack taking on Marquette and the Golden Eagles. Marquette -6.5. Total sits at 151. Higgs has got a side for us. Talk to me, Higgs. The man, the myth, the legend, by the way. Let me put a little respect on his name, Mr. Sean Higgs. Take it away.
Now, let's not get carried away. I'm all right. definitely a man. We got that part right. I'm going another dog here, although this is a Wolfpack, so they're not really dogs, but I'm going NC State. You know, what's there to say about these guys? 7 straight. Listen, like he's shaking his head up there, Mr. ECU, all upset about NC State. Mm-hmm. 7 in a row from these guys, playing well. And, you know, you thought maybe they'd kind of lay an egg there in the opener, right? They had a huge upset over Carolina. Wouldn't be here without that big win, beating Duke, beating Carolina. 7 in a row neutral. I'm getting points. They're scoring. What I like about these guys, during their games, the last few games, someone else is taking the lead here, stepping up. Marquette, listen, I'm not going to say anything bad about Marquette and Shaka. Great job there, but I prefer them maybe a little shorter number here. And Kolek's back. They're still kind of maybe working him kind of in, even though they had a close battle there the other day, 81-77. Give me NC State here. The true Cinderella, I think, of the tournament, right?
I think at this point you got to call them that. I mean, they're 11th seed here. But this is one of those things where, like Tim Earl said, he's on Zaga. I sprinkle that money line. I don't know if I sprinkle this money line, but I take the points here. Is that, you know what I mean? I think this is a really close game.
You know, there's been so many favorites. You think you want to sprinkle money lines thinking the dogs are finally due? I don't know. I'm going to take some points like I have been, and we're going to roll it out. I'm rolling with a pretty hot team, so.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's keep it moving here. We're going to talk Creighton and the Blue Jays taking on Tennessee and the Volunteers. Volunteers -2.5. Totals at 144.5. Cam Ross has got a side for us. Cam Ross, Creighton, Tennessee, talk to me.
Yeah, you know, I've been on Tennessee for much of the season. They've come on strong. Dalton Connect transferred in. He's changed the team. I think Tennessee is just a deeper, more talented team. They have a lot more athleticism, and their ability to run and gun, I think, is going to mess with Creighton. I'm going to take Tennessee to keep it rolling and get by Creighton, cover the couple of points, cover the 1 bucket, depending on how you get it. But I think Tennessee pushes into the weekend.
I can get behind that. Tennessee has been a wagon, to be honest with you. Now, real quick, I got to tell you about Sweet 16 package we got going on, picksandparlays.net. Any handicapper you want, $99. Through the end of the month, you get all their sports, but all sports, all weekend, basically. I think the first is Monday, Tuesday, whatever. All weekend, every sport from any handicapper you want, $99. Use that promo code LENNY, save yourself 20% off of that. Now, let's get back into totals here. Cam Ross is going to talk to us about this game. Duke and his Blue Devils taking on the Houston Cougars. Total sits at 134.5. Cam Ross, I don't want to hear no Duke baby stuff. Talk to me about a total here.
Yeah, you know, Houston is elite defensive team. They have been for 4 or 5 years now. Duke started the season kind of poorly. They even lost 2 in a row. They lost to that North Carolina State team you guys were just talking about. But I don't know if it's the games right back to back. I don't know if it's so many games in once, but I do for sure think this is going to be the best team each one of these teams have faced in quite some time, especially Houston. Houston just gave up 95 points to Texas A&M last week. They gave up something like a 16-3 run in the final 2 minutes to go to overtime. With the size and depth of Duke and the scoring and running of Houston, I think this one's going to get over. I think both teams are going to light it up. I think both teams are going to score. I think 134.5 is not enough. Both teams could probably push 70 without much of an issue, so I'm going to take it over.
All right, there you go. Both teams pushing 70, gets into the 140. Even my Detroit Public Schools math does that. Duke, Houston, over 134.5. Now, we're going to keep this moving here. Sean Higgs is going to go right back to that NC State Marquette game. Total sits at 151. Higgs like this. Maybe a little same game parlay action for us here. Higgs, what are we going with this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I like the dog. They're going to score. And, I mentioned, Marquette gave up some points last game. They're 8-4 their last 12. 3 of the losses were to UConn. The other one's to Creighton. I'm not really going to knock them for that. They put up points, but, they give up some points themselves. You see some lower scoring games there, but that's also against a team like UConn that's could clamp down on you and play better defense. NC State does not do that. So this is going to be an up and down one to me. And I think, 151, that's a high number. We need an 80 somewhere up there, which tells me both teams are going to score. And I like the points. I like the over. And of those 7 straight wins for NC State, 2 of them have gone to overtime. So, they're in these games anyway.
Right.
We need overtime. We can get there. They've been battling enough to get in here in numbers, force overtime. Let's go over, and plus the doggy as well. Do what you will with both of them.
Do with as you will. Fade or follow at your own risk. That's what I tell people in these free picks. So we're going to take NC State Marquette over the 151. I do believe you can get overtime in at least one of these games on Friday night. I think you're going to get some overtime action in there. That's just me, but I don't know. What do I know? Tim Earle's going to finish this off here. Gonzaga and Purdue going right back there. Another possible same game parlay here. Total sits at 154.5. Tim Earle, talk to me.
I promise I did not copy Higgs by going dog in the over. I expect Gonzaga, if they're going to come out and cover the spread and win for me, they're going to have to shoot threes. And I think they're going to be consistent from the 3-point line. If they can hit 35 to 40%, which is about their season average, I think they're going to be able to be just fine being able to score. Purdue's going to put up their points. Obviously, you just saw them put up, 107 against Utah State. Gonzaga, their defense is a little bit questionable, so I do expect this one to be a higher scoring game. Maybe a Gonzaga team total over could be interesting as well. I'm going to take the over 154.5, along with my Gonzaga +5 money line area too. Big on this Gonzaga game this weekend.
I like this Gonzaga game a lot, and I'll be honest with you, Utah State didn't impress me too much. Purdue putting that up, and then Grambling State behind that. Now you're going to play Gonzaga. I'm telling you right now, Purdue is overrated going into this tournament, and I think Gonzaga is going to put it on them. I'm just going to say that right now. Gonzaga by double digits. Hey, whatever. Kiss of death, Sean Higgs will tell you. Don't forget, I know, look, Tim Earle's about to cry. Let's get a little recap here real quick. The package you got going on over at picksandparlays.net, Sweet 16 package. All sports from any handicapper you want. Pick one handicapper, $99 through the end of the month. Use the promo code 20% off. Lenny will save you 20% off. We'll give you a little recap. Tim Earle likes Gonzaga and the over. Sean Higgs like NC State and the over. Cam Ross, he's not going to do that same game parlay stuff. He's going Tennessee, and he's taking the over in that Duke-Houston game. I'm Detroit Lenny, Picks and Parlays. Tim Earle, Sean Higgs, Cam Ross, we appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck, unless you're against us.